Good morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. So we're going to have a look at stock indices in today's video. So basically what started on some very heavy selling at the very start of the week has really continued and picked up. Now this is basically due to new uncertainties in the trade negotiations. Overnight we heard and read comments that the agreement now looks like it may not be phase one might not be signed until 2020. President Trump also made a comment that it might be better to have it signed after the election. And there was also news that the US is still looking to push ahead with December 15 tariffs. So they're the next round of tariffs that were being threatened to be put on into action over China. So not more negativity and a lot more uncertainty, and this has sort of started a bit of a cascade in stock indices. So we're looking at the US30 now. It's not really hard to miss it. We've seen a couple, another 1% taken off last night, and that was on top of what was over 1% taken off on the day before. We can see pretty clearly now that that beautiful, nice grinding medium-term trend has now been broken. We had a few attempts by buyers at that 28,165 point that were unable to close above, and we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4 tests, and the fourth test led to some pretty heavy selling. So trade really still is the key driver for equity markets. We're going to just have to keep an eye on this. Is this going to turn into a pretty deep heavy correction? It's already started to show signs. So now what you really want to be seeing is the next impulse up. That's going to give us a lot of answers. So if you have an impulse up that doesn't reach anywhere around this point, and then we start selling off straight again, and this low here fails and we see a new extension lower, we'll be starting to say that we do have a correction going. But if we do see a stopping point and we have a rally, another decline, and then a rally, that shows that buyers are starting to re-engage and consolidation is starting to form. Now if consolidation does start to form a higher low or a double bottom, we could see a bit of a stall and possibly a more vigorous test of the high again. But this is all speculation from my part. We just have to really wait and see what happens on the next counter rally, as we've now broken this medium-term trend. But overall, if we have a look at the bigger picture, we can really see that the market's still in an uptrend. But again, as you can see now, we really need to see the next move up and how it handles it. So what I'm really talking about is this section here. We can see we had that steep decline, we had that counter rally, and then we had that move down. We had another counter rally impulse again, and then we had the next move down. So we will really just need to see and judge those next counter rallies. So just moving over to some of the other markets, the ASX again is seeing some pretty heavy selling. It's been very heavily affected. The RBA was also a contributor to that yesterday, after the rates have basically been said that they're going to stay on hold. Wage growth they're saying is starting to improve, and a couple of other areas of the Australian economy are starting to improve as well. Now the FTSE was another one of interest. Let's go look at the UK100. It's also been hit rather hard, as was the CAC. Now it's in a interesting position because the UK election's coming up very soon. So if there's any big shocks in that, and we're still seeing negativity from trade, we do wonder if we could see a possible extension down to some of these levels here. But again, this is just speculation on my part, and but there are ideas that we're just starting to have a bit of a think about. Now moving over to last night's winner was definitely gold. Gold jumped by 1%. We can see that strong rally there. So we did see a bit of a decoupling from gold to stocks for a period of time, and it looked like gold had returned more to going against the USD. So when the US dollar was up, gold was down. It was sort of ignoring stocks for a very short period of time. That looks to have reversed again, and now we're seeing with the uncertainty in the trade negotiations between the US that it's now back to being a real strong safe haven again. So we can just see that indication last night in that rally. So again, gold's sort of sitting around this resistance point. We have seen this level being in play for a little while now. It has edged above it. It did break that high last night, but until we see, a close pushing above, we're still just going to be watching this market for the time being. So anything like a move down, which is, this would be your 1, a move down to your 2, then a 3 break higher. It's called a 1, 2, 3 move. That would be a good sign to see. Or if we do see another straight move up again tonight, pushing us possibly to test this high at this area here. We haven't had any rejection here yet, but this could offer some resistance to buyers being a previous low. So we're going to just keep an eye on what's happening with the trade negotiations between the US and China, and if that's going to continue to influence equities in a negative way, and if it's going to continue to influence gold in a positive way. So enjoy your trading day, and until tomorrow's video, bye for now.